Today we're going to take a look at the double-dipping disaster that is the PHOENIX Omnibus Volume 2 by Chris Claremont. It has a 1,328 page count and a $150 cover price. Let's get into this omnibus overview. Here is the PHOENIX Omnibus Volume 2 by Chris Claremont. Beautiful cover art from Artgerm on this. This is the standard edition. Love the white spine with the Phoenix logo, Volume 2 down at the bottom. And on the back of the dust jacket here, you do get a cover gallery. On the inside of the dust jacket, left-hand side, a synopsis of the issues collected in this. And on the right-hand side, a little bit about the creators. You do get that art from the cover here. The same looking spine. I really do like the design of this omnibus. It's a big, thick omnibus at 1,328 pages, and it has some fairly good binding in it as well. The yellow ribbon there, decent looking eye, and it has nice, thick page quality that you generally get with this older material from the X-Men. Now, opening up this omnibus here, you get these great, bright yellow bookend pages, the Phoenix title page there. Again, the little two-spread page Phoenix with the Phoenix logo, and then you do get a table of contents in this omnibus as well. Lots of issues collected here, and this does start out with Uncanny X-Men 141 and 142, which do have the first appearance of Rachel Summers, which this book will basically be kind of revolving around throughout. The cycle of death and rebirth continues. A new Phoenix rises. An oddly familiar figure debuts, and Jean Grey returns from a watery grave. Rachel Summers has arrived from a frightful future to the present day, but can she cope with meeting her father or claiming the power of the Phoenix? Meanwhile, Cyclops has fallen for the redheaded Madelyne Pryor, but is she the reincarnation of his late love, or is the truth even more sinister? And when Jean Grey is discovered very much alive, the true nature of the original Phoenix is revealed. X-Factor is forged, Rachel faces the anti-Phoenix and fights to save her future, and the Phoenix flames ignite an Inferno. This omnibus does collect X-Men 141, Uncanny X-Men 142, 168 through 176, 184, 199, 201 through 203, 207 through 209, 221, 222, and 239 through 243, Avengers 263, Fantastic Four 286, X-Factor number 1, 13, 18, and 35 through 39, and Excalibur 42 through 50, 52, 61, and 66 through 67. Now, if you're an X-Men fan and some of those issues sound familiar and you think you have them collected in some of your omnibus, I'm guaranteeing you got them all, because basically all of this stuff is already in X-Men omnibuses. But for those of you who aren't X-Men fans and are actually new to the Phoenix, Chris Claremont created the Dark Phoenix storyline, and in this storyline, Jean Grey, one of the X-Men, she's exposed to a deadly amount of radiation during a space mission and is transformed into the immensely powerful Phoenix. However, as her powers grow, they become increasingly uncontrollable and corrupt her, leading her down a destructive path. The X-Men must confront their friend and ally, now a cosmic threat, while struggling with the moral dilemma of whether to save her or stop her. The story is known for its exploration of the consequences of power and the internal conflicts of the characters, and is really considered to be one of the most significant stories in X-Men history. Now, Jean Grey isn't the only person to ever inherit the powers of the Phoenix, and in this omnibus here, it's going to focus mainly on Rachel Summers. So Rachel Summers, also known as Rachel Grey and Prestige, she is the daughter of Scott Summers and Jean Grey. From an alternate future known as Days of the Future Past. Sound familiar if you're an X-Men fan? Definitely should. One of the greatest stories in X-Men history. So in this dystopian future, mutants are hunted down and Rachel is marked by a tattooed H on her face, signifying her status as a mutant. She inherits powerful telepathic and telekinetic abilities from her mother, Jean Grey. Rachel escapes her dark future by traveling back in time to the present-day Marvel Universe. She joins the X-Men and goes through various codenames including Phoenix and Marvel Girl as she grapples with her identity and her connection to the Phoenix Force. Throughout Rachel Summers' comic book history, Rachel faced numerous challenges, including battles with other mutants, involvement in major X-Men storylines, and personal struggles related to her complex family background. She became a pretty core member of the X-Men and played a significant role in various X-Men comics and story arcs, and these are some of the story arcs that you're going to get collected in this omnibus here. So this PHOENIX Omnibus here does double dip a ton. If you have X-Men Omnibus in your collection, you're probably not going to need this book here. If you're kind of new to X-Men and you want to get into the PHOENIX stories, you could always pick up the first volume and this second volume here and kind of dabble with that a little bit. But like I said, if you're an X-Men fan and you have a bunch of X-Men Omnibus in your collection already, you're going to have all of these issues already. I mean, this has Uncanny X-Men 141 through 142. That's collected in the Uncanny X-Men Volume 2 Omnibus. 168 through 175 is collected in Volume 3. 176 and 184 collected in Uncanny X-Men Volume 4. Then you have 199 through 209 collected in Volume 5. 221 through 222 is collected in the Fall of the Mutants. X-Men Inferno, there's a huge chunk of that in here. Then you have the Excalibur issues collected in the Excalibur Omnibus Volume 2, and you have Mutant Massacre, man. That's a lot of double dipping for $150 bucks. Let me know what you think about this book down in the comments, and as always, thanks for watching.